Hello and welcome. You are watching wingfoil_Mallorca and I am Fredrik Ekemark. Today I want to share my experiences of the wings I have used. Some had windows and some didn't. Today we are looking at if it is necessary to have windows on the wings, or are you okay without? We are going to look at advantages and disadvantages comparing the two types of wings. Come with me to find out. But first, roll the intro. When I started out wing foiling, there were wings with and without windows, and I absolutely wanted one with windows. It's kind of obvious that a wing with windows is better, or, well, it must be, right? My first wing was an N6 version 1.6 meter. It will be great having windows on the wing, I thought. I anticipated they would give me a good view around out riding, an increased level of safety, right? But in reality, they were a lot less helpful than I thought they would be. When you look at a wing with windows, it seems obvious the windows will help you as you can see through them and discover objects and riders on the opposite side. But that is looking at the wind laying on land a bit from away. Think about it for a moment. Why would a small window show you all around? It does not make sense. As a window in a house shows you a certain view, the same goes for the wing, albeit it is a little bit different as the wing can be positioned in some different angles, and that would increase what you can see around you. But as you ride, you will notice that the way you hold the wing, it makes it impossible to use the windows and see all around you. In some situations, the windows are great. When you taxi in and out from shore, when you quickly want to check for boats or riders around, you can move the wing so you can get a quick look if you know where a rider or boat were. If you do not know, you cannot be sure all is clear around you. My second wing also had windows, and that was still a clear choice for me. It was a starboard Airrush version 1.6 meter. It was the same with this wing. It seemed great to have windows, but they were less useful in real life riding situations. Add to that, as I was learning to get up on foil, there was no time to take my 150% concentration of what I was doing, or if I was trying or riding the foil, to look out the windows. Come on, let's be real, right? I used the windows when I had the board on the water. So were the windows essential? No. And this I have learned while actually using wings with windows. I'm not sure, it doesn't really matter which brand of wings you ride. It's more or less the same situation. How do you do it? Let me know in the comments below how you use your wing with windows. Why did you choose a wing with windows? And how useful are they while riding? Also, if you like this video, give it a like, thumbs up, subscribe if you want to see more videos, hit the bell to get notified of when new videos are being released. Check out my channel, wingfoil_Mallorca. I have some 50 videos about wingfoil on my channel. Take a look at them and let me know if they are helpful. After all, I am making these videos to help my fellow riders learn better, faster and safer. Okay, back to the review. My third wing was an N6 version 5 meters without windows. Now, why would I go for this wing? Well, it was lighter than the early wings with windows. Also stated that without windows, the wing could produce more power. These two points interested me and was worth checking out. The wings from 2020 with windows were heavy, and in low wind, Diane and I, we suffered because of that. There was another aspect that I wanted to pursue. I was looking for a potent wing that could offer more or less the power of a 6 meter, but in a smaller size. To be honest, the 6 meter wings are big to learn with. Yes, the power of the 6 meter was needed to compensate for my lack of technique. But as I progressed, I had the idea that a lighter and more maneuverable wing would serve me better. The Ansys version 2 5.2 meter was the answer to that. And oh boy, what a change it was in my learning curve. Suddenly the jibe started working, and it was a lot easier to pump the wing as the tips didn't get in the water and disturb the pumping as much as before. All this resulted in that I spent more time up on foil than before. It was great times. My level of riding increased very fast after I started riding with the Ansys 5.2. It was so much fun. Remember, I am 184 and 75 kilos, so a 6 meter wing should be no problem. Well, it worked, but it worked so much better with the 5.2. And the power was about the same. The 5.2 Ansys is a very well balanced wing and very powerful. I mean really powerful. You can see the Ansys wing in my first 30-35 videos or so. The matte yellow Ansys wing was my companion through hundreds of rides. What a great wing that one is. You want a smaller wing than 6 meter for easier handling? I can really recommend the Ansys version 2, 5.2, Score 5.2 or even Spin 5.1. They are powerful as 6 meter wings. It's only just over a year ago I bought it, and I'm grateful for that choice. It has helped me so much getting on with learning to wingfoil. Now, it had no windows. How was it riding that one after I was used to riding with wings with windows? It was, to be honest, just fine. It had so many other benefits that I gladly took the inconvenience of not having windows. So, what do you do when you don't have windows? You lift the wing up and check your surroundings. As simple as that. And I was already doing this with the wings with windows. As great as it is to have windows, it is not like you see everything around you, because you have the windows. I have learned that it is not really an increased security with windows. Sure, they help a bit, but not enough to rely solely on them. While riding, the one under the strut, you have no use at all if you don't lift the wing up really a lot. And the one above the strut, it's only useful if you lower the wing for a moment. So even with a wing with windows, to be sure you are clear of other riders, boats, boys, etc., you have to lift the wing every now and then, and especially before turning. So the difference is not huge without windows. Maybe some of you disagree, that's all right. We all have different preferences. But in my experience, with over 500 sessions, windows are nice, but they are not vital, and they do not replace lifting the wing up continuously, and especially before turning, to make sure all is clear. It is just the way it is if you want to be sure, isn't it? After the Ansys version 2 5.2, I got an Ansys Score 4 meter for the strong winds of winter here in Mallorca, and that wing had 4 windows. Any better? Yes, a little, but the situation was about the same for that wing. A special plus for the Score, and after that the Spin, is that Ansys have made a material that is very soft and flexible in the windows. Work as well as the previous wings, but it's lighter and can be packed without worry of cracking as the earlier wings windows could do. I got an Ansys Spin 4.6 sent to me from Ansys to test. That wing has 2 windows. Apart from being a great wing, it was more or less the same story. They are useful to an extent, but you still have to lift the wing up. Now I'm riding with a Vayu version 2 5.4 that Vayu sent me to test. I've ridden this wing almost every session so far this summer. We have 10-15 knots from the thermic winds more or less every day here. Me and the Vayu are clocking in on more than 50 sessions together so far. The Vayu have 2 windows, and do I use them? Yes. Every now and then I check for other boats and riders, but I always lift the wing up regularly to make sure I am in the clear. You cannot know that for sure without lifting your wing. How do you do it? Let me know in the comments how you use your wing without windows. I'm very interested to hear about your experiences. Now, if a wing has no windows and this makes it lighter, like the F1 Strike, that is a great key feature. Just look at how many Strike wings there are around. And they are without windows. Haven't heard any Strike owner complain of not having windows. They gladly take that. Probably the majority of wings manufactured have windows. And my prediction is that all wings more or less will have windows when the material is good enough to be put in the canopy without adding a lot of extra weight and reducing the power of the wing. There is, however, important not to feel you are safe riding with windows. In general, if you have windows, you only see a restricted view of your surroundings. And what says any obstacle or other vessel are in that little spot when you are looking. No, you must always lift up your wing to look around, know you are okay, and won't be heading into a situation just because you weren't aware. One difficult situation is when a rider is coming from behind down in leeway with a higher speed than yours. If you are planning to jibe, you need to make sure there are no one close to you in the moment you turn. So you lift the wing up to look around you, don't you? Regarding boats, you think you'd always hear them when they come close. But no, with the wind in your ears, it's not always so. So looking around is extremely important, and that means you have to lift the wing up many times during a ride to be safe. Is it heavy or difficult to do? Not at all. You lift the front arm up, followed by the back arm, look around and behind, and you're happy with what you see, you take the front arm down, followed by the back arm. There you go, easy peasy. The wing weighs very little in doing this maneuver, so it's not any problem at all. Soon enough, it will be second nature, and you'll do it easy and often with no problem. So, there you have it. My take on wings with windows and wings without windows. It is great to have them, and they do help. But the benefit of the windows are limited depending on the position of the wing when you are using it, and where a possible object in your vicinity could be. So remember to always lift your wing up to check around you so you know that you are safe. Okay, thank you for watching. If you liked the video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe to see more videos if you haven't already, and head over to my channel to have a look at all the other videos I have made about wingfoil. Okay guys, this is Fredrik Ekmark from wingfoil_Mallorca signing off, and I will see you in the next video. Stay safe.